was asked a question to respond to, and that question was, what has God been doing in my life lately? And actually, God's been messing around a little bit. This past summer, my wife and I had to leave our home, where we've been living for 15 years because of some medical complications on my wife's part. And so we moved from our home to an apartment of senior living. And that's been a hard transition for us, but at the same time, it's part of what it's like to get older and to be aging, I think. And so while that's been tough, it's also been an opportunity for growth. But one of the things that I have to admit that there's been in this period of time, it was sort of my prayer life. I struggled a bit with that. Sometimes when things are hard, I think that we feel somehow God's sort of left us behind. And I have to be honest, I felt that way. But my weakness, and clearly it was a weakness for me, became an opportunity for God's grace and mercy. And slowly but surely I found that I needed to pray more. And my prayer life started to become more connected, more intimate again with God. I think I'd begun to take sort of the joys of life for granted. And now the struggles that have come have actually increased my need for God and for His presence in my life. And so my prayer life has become more intimate, much better. But at the same time, God has not solved all my problems. The struggles still continue. But I do know that in those struggles, it's not a case of sort of getting everything sort of, God snaps His fingers and everything's great. There's no way with struggles to sort of get around them. You just have to get through it. And we've been doing that, my wife and I, we've been doing that together. And there have been opportunities for us to grow closer as well. And so I find that in my weakness, in my struggle, I found a greater need for the presence of God. And my prayers have become far more intimate, far more listening also than just telling. It's not just about, my prayers aren't just about, God, help me with this or help me with that. It's a time of listening to what God's got to say to me. And also a time for me to offer up the lives of others and their struggles. And I guess I want to close with some scripture, and this is my Bible, and it's well worn. I'm missing the covers, but this part of Paul's words really speak to me at this time in my life. And that I've learned that in whatever state I am, to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound in any and all circumstances. I have learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance and want. For I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. Thank you, and have a blessed Lent.